Salagadoola, machika, boola, bibbity, bobbity, boo. Put them together, and what have you got? Well, what we've got is a situation where we are looking at what some of the most popular Disney princesses would be like if they became their opposite. Join us as we dive into this video. The transformation is bound to leave you shocked and surprised. Belle. First, we have Belle, the princess from Beauty and the Beast. Intelligent. One of the reasons we all loved Belle was her fierce intelligence. Seeming to be the only one who makes use of the town's local library, she has been able to develop a higher than average vocabulary, a keen sense of imagination, and an open mind. Humble. Aside from being as smart as they come, Belle has been acknowledged to be the most beautiful woman in the land. That said, she is not consumed by this. Instead, she'd rather rely on her wits as opposed to her looks, strong-willed and progressive. Finally, although she has her own strong opinions, she is also progressive, perhaps thanks to her wide reading. Despite this, she is also ready to take advice, especially when it comes from a good place. That's why she was able to listen to her father and Beast. Over time, Belle is truly an inspirational character. But what if she lacked any of her good sense? That situation is what we found in Beatrice, unlearned. When you come across Beatrice, you'll find that, like most of the townspeople, she probably doesn't have any use for any books. We doubt if she can even read, to be honest. Vain! Unlike Belle, Beatrice is very much about her looks. What is a book when you are the most beautiful girl in town? Close-minded. Finally, as she lacks perspective thanks to the fact that she isn't well-read, she's known to be one of the most closed-minded people in town. Ariel. Let's head under the sea to take a look at Ariel. Curious. One of the first things that we notice about Ariel is that she is very inquisitive about the world around her, be it her surroundings in Atlantis or the surface world above her. Determined. This curiosity and need for exploration may create a rift between her and those who hope to protect her. But another thing that we know about Ariel is that she is determined to achieve her goals. Caring. Although she seems to be obsessed with exploration and the human world, she still has time to think about those that she loves. Even if she didn't agree with what her family members may have to say at the time, her love for them is always on full display. Triton and Ariel's sisters may get tired of her from time to time, but at least they don't have to deal with the poisonous belladonna. Ambitious. As opposed to being curious about her world like Ariel, Belladonna is more focused on dominating those around her. She can only see her way to the throne and is not bothered about anything else manipulative. Much unlike Ariel, Belladonna proves to be a manipulative little mermaid. Rather than finding a way to get what she wants, she's more likely to trick King Triton or one of her sisters to get what she wants, and she will do so by playing on their insecurities. Heartless. Considering how Belladonna will put her blind ambition and her manipulative ways in front of everything else, you'd find that there is little room for empathy for anyone else when it comes to Belladonna. As such, you'd find that she struggles with really loving anyone. Mulan. Back in the land of the humans, you'd find that Mulan is one of the finest Disney princesses out there selfless. For starters, she is one selfless young woman. Considering how she knew that her father would never survive the war against the Ruran, she decided that she'd rather put herself at risk. Independent thinker. Aside from the fact that she is selfless, she also is noted to be a strong-willed woman who didn't let societal norms limit her, as if she was going to let an old man go to war because she was a woman. Brave. Finally, it must be said that there is no limit to her bravery. Signing up for such a dangerous war with no combat experience at all, societal standards should make her a role model for all women and men everywhere. Meet Mei Lin, the self-centered, treacherous version of Mulan. Self-centered. For starters, Mei Lin is more likely to be concerned about being good enough to be married off, rather than being worried about her elderly father who was about to be shipped off to war, likely to conform. Mei Lin would have also lacked the backbone to stand against the unfair societal norms that stopped women from standing up to enemies of the kingdom timid. Finally, Mei Lin would have been too timid to join the Chinese army. Pocahontas. Then there was Pocahontas Spiritual. One of the most amazing things about this Native American princess is that she is connected with the spiritual forces of this world. She understands that there is so much more to life that she is able to communicate with her long-departed grandmother. Wise! This connection with the spiritual world also makes Pocahontas one of the wisest Disney princesses out there. Noble, considering her interactions with her family, John Smith, and the Pilgrims when they came upon her land. Pocahontas showed that she is a daughter of the soil and never sold out her people, not even for love or for wealth. They do not come as noble as that. Many love Pocahontas. That's why they probably won't be able to stand Winona, her exploitative counterpart, detached from nature and the spiritual world. Winona has no need for a spiritual connection with her environment. Instead of tapping into her spiritual resources, all she sees when she looks at her world is a commodity she can exploit. Dishonest. Winona also lacks the wisdom to deal with the challenges. Selfish. She also would have sold out her people for her relationship with John Smith. No one likes Winona. Cinderella. Now, let's look at some of the positive characteristics of Cinderella. Hardworking. While we were introduced to this Disney princess as she was oppressed by her stepmother and her stepsisters, there is no doubt that she was one hardworking young woman, constantly cleaning and cooking for her family with a smile on her face. We're not sure that there is a more hardworking princess in the Disney universe. Kind-hearted. We're also compelled to add that despite being in such a horrible situation with her evil stepmother and stepsisters, she somehow managed to remain a kind-hearted young woman. Just look at her. The animals and critters flocked towards her, so much so that they were all happy to see her go for the ball. Such a pure-hearted young woman, strong-willed and independent. Furthermore, despite being in such a sad situation, Cinderella didn't let her circumstances destroy her strong will and independence. As such, she was always ready to stand up for herself. Sure, she didn't always win her battles, but at least she knew her self-worth. Cinderella is someone that we could all root for, not like Cinder, the vengeful victim. Entitled. Considering how her evil stepmother stole her inheritance from her, Cinder has succumbed to the belief that she is entitled to a life of luxury and power. As such, rather than working hard till her time comes, she's more likely to see herself as a victim who is out for revenge cruel. Aside from being entitled to the point of narcissism, Cinder is also a cruel person. Driven by her need for revenge, she is patiently waiting for her time to strike her enemies, exploitative of kindness. Finally, Cinder is also someone who is exploitative of others. She is willing to take advantage of the kindness of the people around her as she sees them as tools to meet her goals. Snow White. Finally, let's take a look at Snow White, the princess that started it all sweet. What can we say? There is no denying that Snow White is one of the sweetest princesses to ever exist. Young and still naive, when her evil stepmother descended upon her, she was so sweet that even the man who was assigned to kill her could not go through with it gentle. Adding to her sweetness is her gentle nature. Even when she was out in the wild with creatures of the forest, her gentle nature prevailed as they all swarmed towards the sweet fairy princess Pure. Finally, we know that Snow White is truly pure of heart. Indeed, that is why she is considered to be the fairest of them all. Now that you've met Snow White, meet her evil stepsister, Lilith Black, manipulative. Where Snow White was sweet, Lilith Black is one manipulative princess. Not only does she weaponize her innocence, she makes use of it so that her enemies would underestimate her, rageful. Far from the gentle Snow White, Lilith Black is one rageful princess who would take out anyone who claims to be the fairest of them all. Watch out, you definitely do not want to be consumed by her jealous rage. Exploitative. Far from being pure, Lilith Black is always ready to exploit the kindness of anyone that is caught in her web. And there you have it, the reverse Disney princesses. Which reverse version surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. If you had fun, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow Disney fans. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep dreaming, stay creative.